Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading. I'm recording this on October 22nd, 2024. So this energy may be relevant at this time, or it may be playing out over the coming months. Okay, so Virgo, I was getting a message. There is something here about relationships. It's like you're considering one-to-one relationships versus maybe a group dynamic. Okay, so there seems to be something here about wondering if different people in your different friend groups will get along, or if they should just be kept as one-to-one. So some of you are very intuitive, very psychic, and it seems like you have a lot of friends who also fall into that category. And I feel that some of you are thinking about, now don't take this if it doesn't apply, okay? This is a message for somebody though. But for some of you, it's like there's this wondering, like, if I bring these people together, how is that going to be? Like, is that going to be healthy? Is that going to be more healthy because we have people who are spiritually awakened? Or is the shadow going to sort of manifest, like we all have a shadow, right? Is it going to manifest in a sort of more insidious way than, say, like a more secular based group or gathering? So there's something about that, okay? Also questions of like, who do I want in my energy? Like, who belongs in my energy versus who doesn't? Who belongs in the energy of the high priestess as you are? And the answer I got to that was the one who can sit in the paradox, that it's not really about worthiness in a hierarchical sense. Okay, like I'm not better than you or you're not better than me, but that doesn't mean that we don't hold a sense of worth. We have to hold a sense of worth, right, in order to understand that we are all worthy. And so there's something about your energy here where it's like you're coming to feel as though you're beyond the hierarchies that society would have us try to, try to put us into different categories. Oh, you're this type of person, you're that type of person. And this means I treat you this way, and that means I treat you less than, or that means I treat you greater than. It's like, no, that's not how we're moving forward into New Earth. This is about true resonance with each other energetically, okay? It's about being willing to be seen for who we really are versus like all of our masks. So yeah, I feel like that's what's on your mind. There is something here. It's like there's something you're wanting to move toward. All right, I got some initial energy here for you. I see the Chariot and the Two of Swords reversed and the Five of Pentacles. So there's something here that it's like you're wanting to take a very strong direction. You have all this willpower, all this drive to accomplish something, but it feels like you're coming up against some sort of obstacle. Okay, this could be literally like your car. You have to go fix your car and it's putting you out a few $100s, or and you have to wait for it to get done. And now you're like a few $100s, you know, poor, so-called, while you're waiting for your vehicle to get done. Or it's like you have to wait for your paycheck. You have to, it's like you have you have this feeling of insecurity that seems to be stopping you. Or yeah, that's the feeling that I get here. So I'm going to start out by getting an overall energy here from the Modern Nirvana Oracle. Overall energy for your reading, dear Virgo. Reflection. Something about seeing one's self, perhaps in the mirror, perhaps in others, or maybe both. Okay. For those who have an intense urge for spirit and wisdom, it sits near them, waiting. Everything you see, everything is a reflection of your inner world, thoughts, and intentions. What if the ancient sages were right and you could change your outer world simply by changing your inner world through self-reflection and clear intention? What are your beliefs about money? Does it come easily and effortlessly, or is it never enough and always lacking? What do you feel about the world? Is it a safe and peaceful place filled with loving people? Or is it a scary, dangerous place filled with greedy people who are only interested in themselves? How do you feel about others in general? Are you open to meeting new friends and exploring the potential for beautiful new relationships? Or are you cynical, critical, pessimistic, and constantly placing judgment on the minutiae? How do you feel, period? And how are these beliefs being reflected back at you? There needs to be a time of self-reflection here for you to like meditate on these themes, perhaps. I mean, if you want to do it, of course you don't have to. But these are questions, and it says many more like them can be avoided for a long time, but they eventually will need to be confronted, which can be uncomfortable at first. But the more you dive deeper into self-reflection, the more you witness and correct your inner vision, the more you'll begin to see how certain patterns and beliefs have dictated your life. Okay. Who am I really? What do I want? What am I avoiding? What am I afraid of? What am I grateful for in this life? What are my gifts that I would like to share with the world? Your mantra here is, I reflect on clarity and am open to receive the answers I need. I'm ready to accept the advice and embody the wisdom I receive. Okay, so it feels like there's something here about your belief systems, or sort of like your ingrained habits of the way you look at people or your interactions. So something about how you're treating yourself or seeing yourself is also affecting how you feel you're able to move forward. And, you know, like if you're feeling blocked in some way in your life, like you can't go forward, this can also manifest in very physical manifestations of that, like your car needing to get fixed. And I'm not saying it's your fault, but right, it's sometimes it's showing you a theme, like where you're blocked. And this has to do with how you're seeing something, okay? So how are you seeing the world? How are you seeing things, Virgo? How are you seeing things? I saw the sun with the Strength card reversed, okay? So yeah, like you could actually have this sense of a little bit of insecurity about something here, okay? And that's fine, you know, we all experience insecurity at some point. And that's like it goes back to the high priestess. Who is worthy of the high priestess, which you are? It's the one who can sit in the paradox of knowing that even if you feel insecure, it doesn't take away from your worth. Okay, so it's like you are worthy no matter what. And it's about, you know, like remembering that your worth is not dependent on the reflection that is given back to you in the world. Okay, and yeah, it's a paradox. Because we have to believe in something that is not even relevant. It's like, or treat ourselves as though we're worthy, to recognize that we're worthy no matter how we treat ourselves, but that our behavior can then create sort of an upward spiral of action, intention, and manifesting better things toward us. So something about the way you're seeing things. Okay, how is Virgo seeing things? Themselves, the world. How is Virgo kind of seeing things right now? The Eight of Cups reversed. Okay. Let's get a couple more. The Nine of Cups reversed. Okay. Yeah. And it's like back to the drawing board with something. Okay. So, okay. Let's hold on. One more. All right. Page of Swords reversed. Three of Cups reversed. Look at all these reversals. Oh. King of Swords is on the back of the deck. Okay, so it feels as though like you're at this place where maybe you left one situation, one relationship, one place, one job, whatever it be. You left something behind and you're like, this other thing is going to be more of what's going to make me happy, more fulfilling. I'm going to like living here better. I'm going to like being out of a relationship better than I like being in one, or I'm going to like being in a relationship more than I liked not having one, right? But it's like there's something here where it didn't quite meet up to your expectations. So something here is not meeting the expectations that you had, and it's like what this is telling me with the King of Swords and this Page of Swords reversed to the Three of Cups reversed is that something happens with you when you feel like a difficult emotion is coming up, like you don't like the way that you're feeling here. So it's like you kind of revert back into being maybe hyper logical rather than sitting in the energy of, okay, why don't I like this feeling? Like, what is this feeling about? Why am I not satisfied here? Why is this social interaction or this, you know, this, maybe you had a meetup with some sort of group and it like did not go well. People are not getting along, or they're not clicking, or it's like you're finding it hard to, you know, maybe meet friends or people who you do get along with. There's something about others here. It's like, well, now what? Like, I thought that I was like living according to my heart here, and look at where this got me. That's kind of what this is saying. I'm living through my heart, yet I'm not happy. Now, the issue here, Virgo, is, you know what I'm feeling is that it's like there's something here about expecting that just because you're following your heart, that you're not going to be met with disappointments ever, right? And the idea of having expectations, you know, that logical space of what you thought something was going to be, like what you thought it was going to be, versus like the flow state of actually going into the experience and being open to it. Those are two different things. It's like, well, you said if I went with the flow that I would be happy, but I'm not happy here, following my heart, what I thought I wanted. But the thing is that it's what you thought you wanted. Going with the flow means that you don't stop just when you don't feel exactly how it is that you're wanting to feel. It means that you're able to flow into the next thing. And you're also not afraid to self-reflect on these difficult feelings. Okay. So yeah, this feels like expectations and wanting to always feel amazing versus like the reality that sometimes we have to go through difficult things, difficult emotions, uncomfortable emotions, not feeling satisfied in order to get to the thing that is satisfying. Okay. So let's see, who are you and who are you dealing with? Because I feel like there are others here. So what is Virgo's energy? Virgo. Virgo. The mouse. Well, that is a very Virgo energy indeed. Okay, Earth. This is about attending to the details, maybe even getting lost in the details at times. Okay. Not being able to see the bigger picture. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a very Virgo energy. It's like wants things to be just so. All right. And who is Virgo dealing with? Who is Virgo dealing with? Who is most impacting you at this time? The crocodile. You have somebody here, Virgo, who is resting, submerging, collecting their energy, and waiting for the right moment to act. Okay, on something, on whatever, like whatever's going on in their life or whatever's going on between you two. I am noticing as well that, you know, this is a sort of prey and predator energy. So maybe you feel like there's somebody sort of predatory around you. Virgo, crocodile, mouse. Although I don't feel like the mouse would be much of a meal for a crocodile. What is the energy between the two of you? The camel. The camel holds its water, balancing out fire and water elements. So there might have been some sort of conflict here, all right? Because the crocodile's resting, submerging. The camel here is balancing. It's like a very independent energy that is between you two, okay? Now, I don't know what happened exactly, but there's something here about like a feeling of having space between you and whoever this is. So what happened in the past, the so-called past, between the mouse and the crocodile? What happened? What happened? the World. The Nine of Cups. The Temperance card. The Six of Swords. The Nine of Wands. One more. The Devil, yeah, okay. I have the Knight of Wands on the back of the deck. Royal Nine of Cups. Okay, so it feels like the expectations here were around the World and the Nine of Cups. Like, this is going to be great. You know, this is it. It's time for us to be, it's time to be happy. It's time to celebrate. Now I can finally, I'm hearing be free. Now I can finally do these things and not feel encumbered by, I don't know, there's just a sense of like leaving something behind that weighed you down. All right. Like, this energy is saying to me, it's like, I've passed Saturn's lesson. I've put in the effort. I've concluded this chapter. I've wrapped everything up. And so it's like you're moving forward and it doesn't feel extreme. It doesn't feel like anything necessarily extreme has happened here. Okay, if anything, it feels a little bit, maybe a little bit anticlimactic, okay? You could be dealing with a Sagittarius or Capricorn. There's something here that feels like, sort of like emotionally detached. It's like maybe somebody is emotionally detached here. Or you've waited for something to happen and it's not happening. Maybe between you and another person. Okay. You and this person. And now it just feels like because something has not developed in the way you expected it to, it feels like you're even more tied to something that is weighing on you, right? It feels like you're even more tied to something now. Okay. And it's like you could be feeling agitated, you could be feeling fixated on whatever this is that you feel has not worked out. Again, expectations is a real big theme here. So, Spirit, what is the block? What is the block that the collective is dealing with? What's the block for Virgo? The red flag. Block for Virgo is a red flag. Okay, what is this about? The Death card. The Magician. The Three of Wands with the Seven of Swords. Four of Cups on the back of the deck. Death. Magician. Red flag. I feel like there could have been some sort of red flag that was missed, or some sort of a factor that was overlooked when it comes to something here. And it does feel like it's relational, okay? It almost feels like you're dealing with somebody who is not, I don't want to say not all there, because I'm not feeling like somebody who's not like intelligent or something. It's more of like somebody's a little bit checked out, okay? Or they're going through something internally very difficult. And it's almost like this person could be looking for, something has happened with somebody here, okay? Where it's like they are trying to get out of this difficult energy. Maybe, maybe using it as a little bit of a distraction, like the connection is a little bit of a distraction here for what they're not willing to address, or they haven't yet addressed with themselves. Okay. Or there has been some sort of an ending in this connection. Where it might have felt like it was left open-ended, but it's actually an ending. So if somebody's like not responding anymore, or somebody's like taking a really long time to get back to you, it's like kind of like a fading out. I don't know if it's like ghosting, but it's sort of like a fading away, like moving in another direction. So somebody's energy, it feels like, is not all there. In order for you to have like this, what it is that you feel like you wanted from the situation. Okay. So what does Virgo need here in order to move forward from this block? What do you need? Simp. Okay. Doing the most for somebody who barely knows you exist? What? Okay, what's the advice here? The Emperor? The Six of Wands? The Ten of Pentacles? The High Priestess? And the Queen of Pentacles. Okay? But why simp? Don't be a simp. Don't be a simp. What about the simp? Tell me a little bit more, okay? The Lovers, the Hierophant. So, I don't know if you're a masculine, or maybe you're dealing with a masculine, all right? But what this is telling me is that your autonomy here, and whatever this is very important. The Emperor, the Six of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. That tells me that you are in a position here to be very successful, to be recognized by your community, to be seen as victorious. And this could have to do with your spiritual gifts. This could have to do with, you know, like building a legacy around your spiritual gifts. Or just the fact that, you know how to put your intuition to work in your day-to-day life, even if you're not working in a spiritual field. For example, it's just like you have like a way of being able to use your intuition in a way that works for you, in a way that like magnetizes and attracts others to you. Hierophant and the Lovers, clarifying simp. It's like, it goes back to that question of worthiness. Who is worthy of the High Priestess, right? Whether you're male or female. Who's worthy of the one who holds all of these energies? Don't make yourself small. Don't diminish yourself or try to do the most for somebody who isn't giving you back reciprocal energy. Okay, because there's somebody out there who will. So I don't know if this is a matter of needing to just see how things play out longer, to maybe like pull back on our expectations, managing how we feel even if we don't really enjoy it. If something is not right, if somebody is not excited to be with you, to be around you, then it doesn't have to mean that that person's a bad person or like they're using you or something like that. Sometimes it can just mean that they're not in the place to reciprocate, or that there's something that we're incompatible, or that it's like not moving at the right pace. There are so many other reasons. But the key here seems to be to continue to invest in yourself and not diminish yourself for somebody who's not seeing you, right? So, Spirit, what is going to manifest from this situation? What is manifesting? What is manifesting for Virgo? The Ace of Wands. You have a passionate new beginning, okay? The Queen of the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay. What else? What's manifesting for Virgo? The Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay, tell me about the Queen of Swords reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, please. The Five of Wands with Ace of Cups reversed. Oh my goodness. You guys, this is coming through as a pretty sexual energy, okay? The Queens being reversed is coming through as like... All right, you have somebody here who's very sharp-minded, stable, generally. All right, somebody who is, it feels like you're sparking the interest, maybe like some kind of sexual interest here, with somebody who is typically quite independent, quite stable. Or this is yourself if you're a feminine Virgo. It feels like whatever this is, it's very exciting. Okay, it's exciting, but it's not necessarily about love. If you get what I'm saying. It's kind of like a sexual interaction that could lead in that direction, but it's not about that starting off. So, it's either that or it's like you're doing what you have to do in order to get to a place where you can be back. Okay, it's either that or it's like you are getting to a place where you recognize that this is not filling your cup, okay? And so what you're wanting to do here is make changes so that you can get back to, you know, your sense of independence, your sense of your own personal stability. If you're feeling like your autonomy has been sort of stripped away. This is a strange energy. I guess it's not strange, it's just kind of subtle, and you know, hopefully it's making sense to somebody out there. Because it's like something is just not, the energy is just not quite up to par. Okay. And I see you making a change out of that. Now, what about this other energy, this crocodile energy, who might be kind of like waiting? I don't know if it's a predatory energy. Maybe it's somebody that... Okay, let's see. What about the crocodile energy? What is it that they want from Virgo? The Hierophant. Okay, so crocodile, what you want from Virgo? With the mouse. Nine of Swords. The Seven of Pentacles. Well, Virgo, it feels like somebody is, it almost feels here like somebody, I don't know how to put this. It almost feels like somebody here wants you to conform or to feel the pressure of conformity. So somebody here wants you to conform or to address something. Yeah, it feels like this energy is like, I can wait here all day. I can... I don't know if I really like that. Okay. What is it that Virgo wants from the crocodile? Virgo. Okay. Virgo, what do you want from the crocodile? The Knight of Wands. The Judgment. Five of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. It kind of feels like you want to be free of something. Yeah, it feels like you want to be free of something. But like we said at the beginning, there seems to be some kind of a block here. As somebody seems to be putting on some sort of pressure for you to maybe commit. Something about like getting married for tax purposes, okay, for tax benefits. but it's not what you want. And it, yeah. The block is a red flag. Yeah, so there, Virgo, yeah, there's something with this person. Or maybe it's something like with yourself where you're not over something and trying to like make something happen when you're not ready yet. Okay, so make sure that you're in a reciprocal situation. Whatever it is, I don't know exactly what this looks like for you. But you don't need to like prove your worth to somebody by like going out of your way to like do the most for somebody who barely knows you exist, or, you know, maybe this person's doing that with you. There's just something of that energy here where it's like reciprocity is key, mutual respect. There's something subtle here that I feel is going to need to play out. And right, this is about not getting caught up in something, like getting stuck here, 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups reversed, and something that is not what you want, while also at the same time checking your own expectations, like checking your own emotional autonomy, and like, you know, taking responsibility for making yourself happy, versus like knowing when something is for you, when something is not for you, versus like when you're trying to make something be for you that's not for you. And also when you might be expecting something of a situation that is not naturally in the flow space. Okay, so it seems like those are different elements that are coming together here. And the need to like not abandon how you feel about things just because how you feel is uncomfortable. Because I feel as though this relationship is reflecting back something to you. And and it's especially important in this dynamic to be aware of one's shadow, right? So that we're not acting from that place of, you know, projecting something from ourselves onto another person and expecting them to follow this unspoken criteria or some idea that we have in our mind about how things should be, okay? So I see you, I see you working on your own independence, all right? Writing this independence, this stability energy. You know, love, I feel, could be going to the back burner as you just, it feels like try to get on your feet in some respect, okay? So romance could be less of a focus right now. Or you could decide to place your attention elsewhere, or it could be necessitated by whatever's going on here. Let's see, let's get a closing message. And we will end things here. Closing message for Virgo, please. Oh, mask. Mask. Man is least himself when he talks in his own person. Give him a mask and he will tell the truth. At this moment, you are being asked to consciously play with the many forms or avatars that you have the potential to embody. The mask card has presented itself as a reminder that now is the time to design and refine your character so that you can take flight and spread your creative wings. Right? So, what was I saying about mask in the beginning of this reading? Something about depth and being willing to be seen. But like, that doesn't mean that we never wear a mask. Like, we might don different aspects of our character when we are at the gym versus when we're at our job, or versus like when we're just at home. Okay. So This freedom will allow you to openly express the many experiences you have collected up until this point by consciously molding a character that is an amalgamation of your own active imagination. It is time to configure your character into an archetype that feels unique and special to you so that you can method act your new expression on the world's great stage of possibility. Sometimes we must attempt something we have never done before to reach the next stepping stone on our path. First, try connecting to what feels like the most authentic version of yourself and watch with curiosity as the world responds to this new iteration of you. Okay, so there is like a new sort of reflection that Spirit's wanting to see. That Spirit's wanting to see you to see of yourself in the world, right? Because our cards were our reflection for the overall energy, and then mask. So it's like understanding what mask you're putting onto the world and like how that is causing maybe people to react to you in a different way, right? Or like how that is affecting the way that you're seeing other people based on what mask that you're wearing. If you're wearing a mask and then, well, it's like if somebody's not responding to a mask that you're wearing, how might you approach it differently? How might you kind of like refine your mask, refine your demeanor, okay, in order to interact with that person differently, because changing your energy is going to naturally change the energy of what's happening in the dynamic relationally, okay? So I do hope that this made sense for somebody. I don't feel like you're dealing with somebody who's evil or bad or has, maybe terrible intentions. We all have problems in life, issues that we need to work through, and this situation is no different. Hopefully hopefully you feel safe and secure wherever you are. But yeah, Virgo, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.